Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Last night in Swaziland made history by lifting the MTN FA Cup for the very first time, and for the first time as Dreams FC did represent Ghana in the CAF Confederations Cup. Congratulations to them on lifting the trophy and the FA Cup. The season is officially over. Today we're going to talk about Herve Renard and his latest link to the Nigerian Super Eagles. Nigeria are without a coach. After Affinity George left, the post has become vacant, and Nigeria are in search of a new coach who could help them recover from the dire situation in the World Cup qualifiers and subsequently qualify them for the African Cup of Nations, which qualifiers begin in September. The story is that Herve Renard is the primary target. We'll delve into that. We're also going to talk about the qualifiers, the Afcon dates, the new dates that are reviewed for African Cup of Nations. It's going to be in the Christmas break. It's during the Christmas break from 21st of December to the 18th of January. 1 month away from home on a holiday like this in Morocco. That is the date for the African Cup of Nations. And Ajiman Bedu, a former Black Stars player, has commented on how tricky it's going to be and the scheduling and the CAF preparation for future tournaments, hoping that it doesn't get destabilized once again. We'll hear what he has to say concerning the timing of the African Cup of Nations in a festive period. But as usual, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Click on that notification bell to get more updates. We'll jump right into it and first talk about the Nigerian Super Eagles' pursuit of Herve Renard. Yes, the Nigerian national team are in search of a new head coach. After Finidi George stepped down, there has become a vacant seat as the top level of Nigerian football coaching, and Herve Renard almost always linked with the national team in Africa following his exploits on the continent in winning Zambia their first Afcon title and subsequently the Ivorians their first Afcon title. It will not be their first Afcon title in a while since 1992. He won it for them in 2015. The Nigerian Super Eagles have won it 3 times, came close the last time, undone by the host country Ivory Coast. Now heading into the African Cup of Nations qualifiers and the World Cup qualifiers, which continues next year, Nigeria are hoping to be there for both competitions. They've not started well on the World Cup qualifier front, and that has led to some confusion in camp. Herve Renard hopefully will be the one to settle this boat and help them get onto their favored destination. Now, a major development has put an NFF on high alert. Herve Renard, coach of the French women's team, has announced his departure after the Paris 2024 Olympics. This news has sparked excitement among NFF officials who see Renard as a top candidate for the vacant Super Eagles coaching role. Now, insiders who are close to the NFF can exclusively reveal that they are actively pursuing the 55-year-old French technician for the Nigerian job. Renard himself is eager to return to Africa, where he has achieved great successes. He boasts an impressive track record in African football, having led Zambia to their first Afcon and then also Ivory Coast in 2015. Given his experience and success in African football, Renard is the perfect fit for the Nigerian job, you would think. The NFF is currently in search of a new coach following the departure of Affinity George. Renard's ability to build a strong team and his deep understanding of African football will prove invaluable to the Super Eagles. It's expected that the NFF will face stiff competition for Renard's services, but securing him would be a major coup for Nigerian football. With Renard at the helm, the Super Eagles will undoubtedly become a formidable African side. And there's a reason why I'm taking this news with a grain of salt, because there were issues with salaries payment with first Pesero, and I think with Finidi George, the Nigerian Super Eagles have not been the most, will I say, flamboyant when it comes to paying coaches high amounts of money, especially foreign coaches. They did it with their coach that recently beat them for Benin, Kenneth Raw. They did it to Jose Peseiro. Herve Renard, could he be an exception to that rule? We'll find out. I don't think Nigeria, even if they can't afford him, will appoint him. That is what I think. But let me know what you think in the comments box. I think this news is just one of those news that made the rounds, especially with Ghana when we were also in search of a coach. Renard came up several times. This is something similar, in my opinion, and I'm not going to fall for it until I see it with my own eyes, with him signing a contract with the Super Eagles. But would you be excited if you're Nigerian and your coach is now Herve Renard? Does he give you hope and optimism to qualify for, let's say, the World Cup and winning it, or the Afcon and winning it? Let me know what you think in the comments box. My next story has to do with the Afcon scheduling, and Emmanuel Ajiman Bedu, a former Ghana Black Stars player, has said that he's concerned about the timing for the players. It's a very difficult situation, but this is our job. This is the kind of job you want to do, he shared with Joy Sports. You need to be there and respect your country. You need to make yourself proud, your country proud. So whenever you get the call up, whether it's Christmas time, whether the European club or Warriors, you just need to come and do the job for the country. Originally slated for June, July, and now going into December 2025 because of the Club World Cup, the Afcon rescheduling will be a huge headache. The proposed alternative of early 2026 was also untenable due to conflicts with the FIFA World Cup calendar. He called for CAF also to make sure that they get their house in order, because you cannot be allowing your prime tournament to be shifted all over the place like that. It's talks disrespect, and CAF not standing their ground on stuff like this doesn't bode well for the tournament and the respect it is accorded in the future. Now you've put players in a position where they have to choose between their clubs and their countries, and it is not the best. You don't see the Euros having these issues, probably because it's 4 years. Should the tournament be also 4 years now? Let me know what you think in the comments box. I've asked this question before and the opinions were quite varied. So also finally, before I go, we talk about Lawrence Ati Zigi, who according to this man here should not be judged, David Atanga. You should not judge Ati Zigi on stats. Interesting. He believes that the Senegalese goalkeeper is far better than the perceived subpar status many have attributed to him. He has entreated Ghanaians to watch the goalkeeper in action to understand his quality instead of focusing on statistics. Ati Zigi has received a lot of criticism from some football fanatics. He has been labeled as a subpar goalkeeper by many. Truth be told, Ati Zigi is not a bad goalkeeper. He is not an exception. Even the greatest goalkeepers in the world, including Manuel Neuer, have bad days and make mistakes from time to time. I would urge anyone who thinks he is not a good keeper to monitor him at his club, and after watching him, you decide whether he's good or bad. We shouldn't judge him only on statistics, he said. Atanga played alongside Ati Zigi during their time together at RB Salzburg in Austria. He has played for 7 different clubs since 2019, including loan spells. He currently plays for Ostende in Belgium. Interesting insight there on Lawrence Ati Zigi from a former teammate. Do you think we rate him harshly on statistics? Do you think Ati Zigi is a top-notch goalkeeper? He's not a bad goalkeeper. He's a good goal. I am really, really looking forward to a day where we can rely on one of our goalkeepers to dig us out of trouble. Ati Zigi did that in the away game at Mali. He kept us in the game. But when we came home, he flapped his lines along with his defenders. Would I blame him for all that? Yeah, I can't fault him totally for all this. I have to say that the whole team has to take some blame. Ati Zigi is a good goalkeeper, but Ghana cannot boast of a keeper who we can depend on for tournaments to take us out of jail, because defenses win you tournaments. Basically, that is it. They win you trophies. And if our last line of defense cannot bail us out when we need it, always, then we could be found wanting. So that has been it for today. Ati Zigi, don't judge him just on stats. Also talking about the African Cup of Nations timing and how players have to choose between club and country, and Nigeria Super Eagles pursuit of Herve Renard. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great week.